Shalom, ladies and gentlemen. Today, as always, we'll be talking about our weekly Torah portion. Actually, two Torah portions, Acharei and Kedoshim. Acharei, after passing of Aaron's sons, and Parshas Kedoshim, holy you shall be. Now, I always upset about those two parshas that not necessarily connected one to each other in its content. They are always read together because they're so informative. Especially Parshas Kedoshim contains so many practical mitzvahs, probably like 30-40% of the practical mitzvahs, commandments nowadays as well. But I want to actually discuss one of the most unclear and strange passages in the Torah and the whole service in Judaism. It's brought in the first Parshas Acharei, the Yom Kippur service. So actually, the specific detail of the Yom Kippur service, the ceremony of Azazel. Most likely you're familiar with this word, and this title became just got totally different meanings. Even our sages not sure what actually the meaning of the word Azazel, but in general what happened, we were choosing two absolutely identical goats, as much as possible identical, the same color of the eyes, the same of the skin, everything the same, height, weight. And then through the different interesting manipulations, the lottery was casted, and the coin was choosing one to be offered as a sin offering at the temple, and another one was let go, by the word to Azazel, was let go to Azazel. Some of our sages explained the Azazel, the meaning of stiff cliff from somewhere near the mountains of Jerusalem, with the sharp rocks in the bottom, where this goat, the second goat, was falling on those rocks and was departing from this world and returning his soul to the Creator. Our sages learn from this that this is the idea of the freedom of choice. Why? Because a true freedom of choice, it's not preferences. It should be without preferences. It should be from two identical options. And this is why the true freedom of choice is given only to a creator, to a Kadosh Baruch Hu, because for him, he didn't change from the moment that created the world, from before the moment he created the world until after he created the world. Everything is the same, and that's why he chooses Jewish people over other people and so on. It's absolutely free choice. But one second. It's very strange. The end of the both gods that are absolutely identical, or at least we want them to be identical, it's the same. One is offering in the altar, another one killed himself falling off the cliff. So where is the choice? The end is always the same. Everything is predicated. So how do we do those choices? So actually the greatest German rabbi, Shimshon Raphael Hirsch, explained that the idea is not in the goats. The goats is just the service, for impression, for the wow effect, as the Rambam explains in Moreh Nevuchim, that was taking place in the temple. When we come, we see all the service and we got excited and impressed, and we carry this impression and excitement and inspiration with us to the daily life. But he said that the idea of the choice, it's an opportunity for us to transgress, to sin, to do wrong. Because if the opportunity not to do the right thing is not given, there is no freedom of choice. Well, as one of my first teachers said, when there is no freedom of choice, it's not Judaism. Naturally, we will think that we always will make a right decision. But unfortunately, we do the wrong decision as well. But depriving us from the ability to do the right decision, this is what takes us freedom of choice. And without it, we cannot be the partners in the creation with the Kadosh Baruch Hu. But the problem is, when you do the wrong choices, it gets addictive. The gates of the choice between right and wrong became narrow and narrow. Why? Because it's like any addiction. Take cigarettes, for example. When you offer somewhere in the middle school, high school, I don't know, I'm not going to get into details, where you start to smoke, the first cigarette, you have a choice between smoking and not smoking. But when you offer the second cigarette, you're already making a choice between smoking and smoking more. And then when you take yourself the cigarette, you're again making a choice not between smoking and not smoking, but between smoking more and smoking even more. And to get rid of this addiction, it's already very difficult. You have to go to the first point of between yes and no, and not between yes and more yes. And this where the Azazel is come in. The idea of Azazel, this is a sin and purifying offering, that on Yom Kippur we reset our original choices. We put the equality, the identity between the right choice and the wrong choice. We're going back to the situation when we actually expand the space for our choice between right and wrong. And this is what creates the freedom choice for us every Yom Kippur. This was the idea of Azazel, or I will rephrase the words of Voltaire, I will argue non-stop that you are wrong, but I will give my life to give you ability to do wrong. Thank you very much. Good luck. I see you next week.